Hi, it's Dan O'Dowd. Welcome back to another weekly conversation about the game of baseball. Tonight we're going to talk about player development and skill development, the similarities and the differences between the two of them. Player development for me is an overused term in the game right now. It's kind of a catch-all for a lot of different things. It's still incredibly important. How I define player development in two ways. One, it's a process that you put in place whereby every single player has an opportunity to be the very best he or she can be in the game of baseball or softball. It's the ability to teach all players the complete responsibility and accountability of learning how to compete, at the various highest level that they're at a particular time. Now, underneath that, there are two pillars of every successful player development program. The first one is individual skill development, which is very, very specific for each and every player. And then for me, what I call a perfect practice model, which is extremely deliberate. Underneath the skill development are four verticals, kind of foundational part of a player development process. One is fundamental, the second is physical, the third is mental, and the fourth I call spiritual. Defining fundamental is your ability to work deliberately with an individual in teaching him or her the foundational part of the game of baseball. The physical part of the vertical, which overlaps with the fundamental part, is the ability to teach movement patterns in a way that's reflective of being execute a skill, specific skill on the field. The mental part is to create clarity of thought that leads to specific defined focus within the course of a game, in the course of executing a skill. And the spiritual part, which for me is different than I think what you would think when I say the word spiritual, it's really understanding three things: why you do what you do, how you do what you do, and how you do what you do, why you do what you do. It's the ability to figure out why you do what you do every single time you step on a field. To give you some thoughts on how this all comes together in a deliberate practice model, everything in a deliberate practice model is designed for a specific reason. It's getting lost in the details, the mysteries, the challenges of the game, and creating repetition in a way at game speed that allows a player to become the very best he can be. Let me give you an example. So you walk out on the field, it's how you stretch. It's how your throwing program is designed. It's how your individual skill work is designed each and every day so that the player himself or herself has a complete understanding of what they need to do to become the very best they can do each and every day. And the more competitive you can create the environment with your drill work tied to competition, the better defined focus you get, and it's a cycle that continues over and over and over again. Points with skill development and perfect practice I'd like to add is that one, you need to focus on daily measures of improvement, small little steps, not big steps. You look for daily victories every single day in your practice. Number two is that you're looking to create dominant habits that will surface the most competitive environments that you will find yourself in. And the last point is that, great players, they don't train to compete. They train to uncover weaknesses that they can then practice on the next day to get better. So those are three important points that I want to make sure that you understand as you approach the development of your skills. And so next week we're going to start digging in a little bit more on the fundamental part of the development of skills in relation to perfect practice. and we're going to focus specifically on some areas like hitting and infield work next week. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much. See ya.